Hey crafters, are you tired of white cards? Let's fix that. I'm G with Creative Moments by G, and today I'm going to show you how to use your stencils and your ink pads to create wow backgrounds. So let's head down to the crafting table. Let's do this. This is what I'm talking about. This took a plain white card. We used our stencil. We created a background using our stamps, and look at that. It's not white anymore. So the first thing you're going to need to do is take your white card, and this is just an 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4, and we are going to grab our two tools. Now, you don't have to have these, but these will be listed over on our Amazon store. Now, this is a sticky pad, and we like that because it's going to hold our card in place. So let's grab our card, and I'm just going to center it right here on our sticky pad. And now we're going to bring in the lighter of the two colors. Go ahead and select your two colors. And when you select your two colors, make sure that just in case they overlap, it turns into a pretty color. So look at your color wheel and decide which two colors complement each other. Well, I know that yellow and orange complement each other. So I'm going to just take this, tap, 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 and I'm just going to lightly go over my card, just like this. I'm going to do it down here. Now, you don't have to do the whole card because remember, the first card, I just need this exposed. And on the second card that we're going to make, I'm going to just need the bottom part exposed. So we'll just go ahead and do it just like this. You can see there's some white areas, not to worry, because now we're going to bring in our stencil, and we are going to line our stencil up in this corner right here. So we're going to make sure that we have enough of it. And because this is a sticky pad, it will grab your stencil and you can hold the rest of it down. So let's go ahead and bring in our orange. Now, I like to, with our darker color, come in really dark. So I'm just going to go over this, and I'm really going to go dark. Now you can see that this orange goes right over that yellow, and it will make a beautiful color. Now I'm doing it diagonally. You don't have to worry about this area down here because it's going to be covered up. Now we're going to peel it off. And look at how pretty that looks. Now, I might need this area down here. So all I'm going to do is, while I still have this stencil, I'm going to line it up again. Just right over the area. And I'm just going to put a little orange down there, just in case I need it. And look how quickly we created that beautiful background. Now I'm going to put my stencil to the side. I'm now going to take my card off, and I'm going to bring in a mat because the next step I'm going to show you, let's grab a mat, and I'm going to add it to my sticky mat. And now I'm going to bring in, I want to use these flowers, and I'm just going to stamp all over this page. But I'm also going to use a different stamp for leaves. Now use what you have. Grab your leaves, grab your favorite flowers, and I'm going to do my leaves first. I'm just going to cover this entire area. Now I'm also going to remember though, as I'm doing this, I'm going to cut out the border. And so I need to be mindful of where I'm placing everything. So let's just go ahead and place some of our leaves. That would make a pretty border when I cut it out. I know that. Going to just do one here. Okay, and now I'm going to bring in my flowers. Now on my flowers, I'm going to go ahead and bring in orange on the large ones. And I like to stamp my definition first. So tap, tap, tap. Just gonna come in and do this. And you can see that I'm creating a visual border. Just stamping it wherever. You can always go back in later and stamp it some more. Now I'm going to come in with the background, and it's going to be a light yellow. And now we need some smaller flowers. So I'm going to bring in yellow for the smaller flowers. Okay, so now we are ready to peel off our mat. We're going to move this to the side, and we're just going to bring in our scissors, and we're going to start cutting around to create a border to put on our card. Here's one corner that we're going to use. And now we can use this other corner, but we're going to go ahead and cut off some of these jagged edges for it. And since we have our scissors, let's go ahead and do that now. So we're just going to cut like this. And now we have our two corners for our cards. But let's go ahead and bring this one in. Now we know that we need this large corner, and look at that. Now this didn't go up as high as we wanted. Not to worry. Let's just bring back in our sticky pad, lay this down, bring in your stencil, and let's just stencil a little bit of that. Just right here. So bring in your orange. That's why this sticky pad is so nice. It sticks it down. We're just going to add this. Let's see if we have enough. And we do. Let's make sure we give this a really good crease. And now we are just going to add this to the front of our card. And look at that. Wow. Now to add this to our card, because we want it raised, we're just going to bring in some adhesive strip. Now you can use dimensionals, but we're just going to lay this down, get one of our strips, and run it down the side. And we're going to put some dimensionals in the center. Now I want to remind you that the dimensions will be listed over on creativemomentsbyg.com, my blog. And to get that link, go below this video and check for measurements and supplies. But look at that. Now all we need to do is add our sentiment and then add our inside. So we're going to bring in our glue. Now, to decorate the inside, you can go ahead and add some flowers. And make sure that you stay with us because I want to show you the other 2 cards that we created. And right here, we're going to put "You're Pretty Wonderful." Now, I'm going to set that up on dimensionals. Goodbye, white cards. But remember, when you created this mat right here, you also created another corner. So let's go ahead and put that to the side. And are you ready to make another card with me? Let's do it. We have our white card again. We're going to bring in our round table. We're going to bring in our sticky mat, and we're just going to stick it down. Now this time, we want our corner to be right here. So when we add our stencil, I'm going to add it down here in this corner, and I'm going to have to move it to grab a little bit of these corners, but not to worry because my sticky mat's going to help me. So I'm just going to push it down, and if it's not down enough, you can always use some painter's tape. Just grab you the blue or the purple. They have all different colors. Tear it off, and you can just add it right there if you feel more comfortable. So let's go ahead and bring in our light color. We're going to just take this and flip it over, and now we are going to just go over and create our background. So just all over. It doesn't have to be perfect because it will be covered up. Okay. Next, we're going to bring in our orange, and we're going to flip our stencil back over. Now, we're just going to hold up our corner that we already have to our card. And we're going to see we need it there, and a little bit here. So let's go ahead and just tear this off. And let's add it so that we can get this corner, the bottom corner. Just going to test it again. We have it covered, but we still need a little bit right here. And that's why the sticky mat is so nice, because my card stayed down. Perfect. Now we're going to lift off our stencil. We only had to make one mat because we cut it in half. We already have our top right-hand corner. Look at that. Wow! So we're going to use our adhesive strips again. We're going to add this right to the top of our card. And look at that. Now we're going to bring in Thinking of You, and we're just going to put it down there. And now we're going to finish the inside of it. But this time we're going to use a yellow background. Thinking of You, and we're going to stamp You Are Appreciated. Now, this one doesn't have anything in it. Let's go ahead and add something. Let's add a large flower and some leaves. And now you're like, well, you can't get the leaves behind it, but we can. Look at what I did. I just stamped a background flower and I left a little tab so I could hold it. And I'm just gonna line this up just like this and put it just a little bit below the flower. And then we're going to stamp a leaf right here. And look at that, right behind the flower. Just another little tip for you. Now we need to stamp the inside of this. And look at these two cards. Oh my goodness, say goodbye to white cards. Here we go. Now let's look at our other cards. I showed you this one. We used a completely different flower set for it, cut around it to create the border. Look at the inside. We used a label to punch out. And then we have these two cards. Look at this. This is the top part of our mat. We added our punch here, used different colors, and this is the bottom part of that mat. Look at that. Take a moment and leave a comment. What do you think about this technique? No more white cards. Loved using our stencils and creating a background. Well, thank you so much for spending your time with us. We hope that you were inspired to get rid of those white cards and use your stencils to create a two-level background that really makes it pop. So until next time, Monty and I wish you lots of creative moments. Bye-bye.